Hi, it's Tony. You're in Pop-Off's workshop, and this week we are finally going to seal up the wall of blue, the wall of tarp that is is up to keep it warmer in here or try to keep the cold air out. But as you can see, yeah, that that doesn't really do it. I mean, we can stack stuff against here and put plastic on here, but it's just not keeping the cold out. So we've got some 2x we're going to be framing in this wall. You'll see some snippets of that. We've already kind of started, some snippets of where we started putting in the top framing so we can take the OSB we got, and we're going to put a couple sheets in here and get it all pieced in there. We'll even make a little cutout for our pass-through for our dust collector. So that's what we've got going this week. So it's not our normal content, it's a little bit of construction content to get the shop a little bit better for us. That's also going to give me a wall space to hang stuff on. I'll bring my tracks down and might even hang, a couple other cool things on here, and maybe this becomes a nice focal point for future videos. Who knows? But at any rate, we're going to keep the cold air out in the garage instead of in the shop. So it makes it nicer in here when it gets Iowa cold in here. So hopefully you enjoy the content, and let's see how we get this done. All right, so we started to wall this in, and as you can see in the previous video, I was having trouble lining it up. Why? Because I just got the one eye, and if I'm off at an angle, it messes with me, I'll be honest with you. So sometimes that means I just have to move down a little bit, refasten something, pull the screw, move it over where it was supposed to be, and line it up again because I can get a little closer. So when I'm working, on a situation like this, it's a little more difficult to do by yourself. It sometimes means I'm going to do things 2 or 3 times to get them right. But that's part of working with limitations. Okay, so here's where we're at on the wall. I've got my 4-foot landing sheet. Will land half on here, the next 4-footer half on here, and I'm getting ready to put in the intermediate studs so we can fasten everything securely. But in the meantime, you'll notice I have some strange measurements. For woodworking, this is not going to cut it, but 80 and 4 plus. Over here is 80 and 5 plus. In drywall, we used to measure in eighths, so that's 5/8. The other is 4/8. So every eighth had a designation. You didn't have to write out the fraction, you just for whatever. The plus indicates I've got to go just a hair more, so maybe a 16th or so strong on that measurement so that I get a snug fit with that. So it's not fine woodworking measurements, but for what we're doing, it's perfect, and it'll give me a nice snug fit with those studs. It's ugly. Somebody's mixed in there or something. Yeah. Well, there you go. Something I've been meaning to do for the last couple of years. Another multi-year project. We just finally got it done, but we need insulation on the back side of this and sealed up on the air side, but we got a little cloth towel sealing around this, so I'm not feeling a bunch of air coming in through there or through the edges. I mean, I could caulk those edges or foam backer rod them, but yeah, that cuts that wind tunnel out of here. In fact, our little heater over there shut off, and it hasn't shut off in a little bit because it's been kind of cold. So even though I had it set kind of low, I think 67 or something in here, and we could tell the difference. The more sheets we put up, the warmer and warmer it got. So the wind tunnel is out of the shop, and we are so glad about that. So that project is done. Now I can bring down my tracks and put them on here and hang some levels and do some cool shop stuff on this wall. Maybe some French cleats. Be a great wall for French cleats. So stay tuned as we dress up the new wall. Thanks for following along. We appreciate that you did. If you feel like we've earned it, throw a like or subscription in there. We really appreciate that. We're trying to get to 500 before the end of the year. Don't know if we'll make it, but that's okay. We appreciate you watching. So thanks again. And remember, you can do this.